What's up, YouTube? It's Fox. Today I want to talk about getting over your anxiety playing killer and give you some of my advice I learned playing killer at a very early time in my Dead by Daylight experience. So before I started playing killer, I think I had about 250 hours into the game, all into Survivor. I knew what Survivor was vaguely about, but I never experienced the killer role. So this is actually a match that we're watching here against Bronx, and he's a big member of the Dead by Daylight community. And I remember being really nervous for this game, especially in the beginning. I don't usually play Wraith, and I actually took this build from him. It's a really good time to start playing killer because patch 6.1 came out and killers did get a buff and survivors did get a quote-unquote nerf. So if there's ever a time that you want to play killer, this would be the time to do it. Back in my day, we used to deal with old Decisive Strike and old Dead Hard, and it made the game really tough, and it made you really anxious because even though you were doing well, people were getting bailed out with second chance perks all the time. You don't have to deal with that anymore, which is a good thing. You have to deal with other problems, which are, on my opinion, not as bad. The first thing I can suggest to you would be to dodge any lobbies that you do not want to be in. For example, if you see any streamers in your lobby and you don't want to be ridiculed or have your killer gameplay commented on, just go ahead and completely dodge the lobby. That's perfectly fine. Or if you queue up into a lobby and you see 4 Fang Mins all with 4 pink bunny outfits with flashlights equipped, that's usually a sign that things are different from the normal match, I would say. So, if you want to avoid that and play a normal match, go ahead and leave the lobby and find a new one. Advice number 2, or tip number 2, would be to close your post-game lobby chat. If you're on PC, this is really easy. You just need to press one chat bubble. If you're on console, make sure you disable any friend requests or chat message requests from people who are not your friends list. And this will help a lot, especially if you don't want to deal with any negativity or any shit talking at the end of the game. If you just close that, then you don't have to deal with it. Ignorance is bliss. Tip number 3, I would say, would be to focus on one aspect of your game that you're looking to improve, whether that be the micro aspect or the macro aspect. What I mean by that is, for micro, chasing a survivor, for example, if you normally chase a survivor for too long, work on things that you can do to reduce those chase times. And for macro gameplay, this could be knowing when to drop chases to protect your generators, or getting a better game sense of where survivors are. These are things that you'll develop over time in the game, but if you focus on one aspect of the game and improve on that, even if the result doesn't go your way, you get a 1k or no kills at all. If you have no kills and 8 hooks, that's not necessarily a bad thing, and it could be also dependent on the map as well. Sometimes, a lot of the time, this game is based on RNG, so when you spawn into a certain map, the results or the odds don't go in your favor, and that's okay because this game is going to be always completely random, and that's just the way it's going to be. Tip number 4 would be to watch killer content on Twitch, YouTube, Vimeo, DVD, VHS, whatever your media source is. Make sure you watch killer gameplay because you can learn from their mistakes and also learn what they do well and try to emulate that and execute in your own matches. My 5th and final tip here would be to run whatever perks that you want, run whatever add-ons that you want, and run whatever builds you want. Your playstyle is also yours as well. This game is yours and you paid for it, so play how you want to. Don't let other people and their opinions dictate the way that you enjoy the game. They have the freedom to run whatever perks that they want. If you have the ability to run whatever you want and have the freedom to do so without being judged, you also have to do the same for them as well. If they're running meta, you shouldn't be saying anything if you're running meta as well. It goes both ways. So the reason why I say this is because people will very seldom compliment you for getting a 12 hook game or running an off meta build, but they'll always have the time to say something if you're running one particular thing that they don't like. So either way, people are going to complain about what they want to complain about. This is your game. Play it how you want to play. All right, last thing I will say though about that is ultimately your goal is not to run 4 meta perks for the rest of your time playing killer. I feel like as you become a better killer, there will be a time when you start to remove one of those meta perks, 2 of those meta perks, or 3, and start having fun with different build combinations, because ultimately this game is about fun, in my opinion. When I play, I don't really expect to get 4Ks or escape every time as Survivor. I just try to find different ways to make the game fun for myself, whether that be through builds or different perk add-on combinations. I find a lot of joy in that, and I think it makes the game really fresh and doesn't cause it to become stale. A lot of people who run all meta all the time, the game does get kind of boring. So I will say that, you know, try to switch it up eventually and don't run all meta all the time. I hope the tips helped you out. If you are looking for a killer to watch, I do stream on Twitch Monday, Thursday, 6 p.m. PST until 10 p.m. PST. I also have my YouTube videos up as well for you to reference. I play a lot of Plague. And if you have any questions or comments that you could leave in the comments for a new killer, please do so, because they'll be reading and they'll be able to improve the gameplay from your comments. Thanks, guys. Peace.